Hello everyone and welcome to another video of the European ESL Multi-Class Championship. This is the final round and the first race of the final round. We've got a double header and as you can see it's at night. Now this isn't really the best of races, I will be honest, but there is action in there and there's also a bit of sneaky information in there as well that you might be interested in. But this is my fastest lap in the qualifying session. Now the car didn't feel quite right, it felt quite understeery. And yeah, just didn't really get a good lap in. So 29.6 first sector, best sector is a 0.4. Now I do have my fastest lap in practice at the end of the video if you really want to see a really fast lap, so I will show that. So coming into this corner, I'm 2 tenths up. These chicanes are really hard, by the way. Just got too much of a bounce there, you did see that. Lost 2 tenths in that chicane as we come round, and we will get that sector time in just a second. 26.4, we are actually looking for a 25.8 there for the sector 2 time. So, you know, at the moment we are 6, 7, 8 tenths down on our best as we continue on in the final sector. So you can see we're P6 at the moment. Going into the final sector, we are equal with our time. We get a good run out of this last corner and just gain a tenth there on our time to cross the line on the 27.4 final sector. 4 tenths, sorry, off my best. I got 27.0 just before the race starts. You can see the lap times there. Driver R1 absolutely nailing it with 22.4 there. So here we go with the race. And once again, I'm going to get a cracking start as per usual there. So I overtake Raskaman straight away. Jump a few positions. Start going side by side with Isaac there as the server works out where we are. And just in front, you've got Mangator and Matty as well. My teammate doing a really good job here at Zolder. Now, straight away, I'm starting to notice in this race that my car is really understeery, and it feels a bit off. Now, I can't explain what it is, because I don't know what it is, and I still haven't worked out what it is, but it does feel a bit off. So, at the moment, I'm P5. It's all very nice. I've got a nice TV camera as well in the top right. Made it nice and easy to align the footage as well. But as you see there, I just cut the chicane just a bit too much. So a really annoying penalty there. But it's because I've got a slight bit more understeer than I've expected. Now I do race sims. I didn't want to let the GT car get past me. That's actually my teammate, I believe. GTA Bishop, because he was racing in Challenger class. But now I'm going to continue on. But as I said, I do race sims before this actual race, so you know the full duration, what lap times am I doing, is there any issues that I can see and things like that. So you can see there Spider lets me go. It's very kind of Spider, who doesn't have to do that. Instantly get wheel spin again. I never had that. I had that on the out lap of qualifying perhaps, but here I'm getting huge wheel spin. Don't quite get it, but you can see now I'm through the GT cars. I now just have to try and catch up back up to the LMP field, which is a doable task. Because we never give up on this channel, remember that. So a few laps later, we're on lap 8. You can see there lots of side-by-side action. Matty's just got in front of Johan here. So Johan's on the left, Michael is in the middle of that. Got Raskaman, and now I've caught up. As I've been trying to catch up, and you can see by my sector times on the left, I'm miles off the pace here with my sector times. I still don't know why. You can see the car understeering like crazy. A bit of that is dirty air, but there is also another issue there. As I say, don't know what it is. But I'm about to go side by side with Raskaman. You can see in front there, Johan, Michael, side by side as well. Everyone trying to get past Johan at the moment. As we come into this right-hander here, I understeer quite a lot. I can't carry a lot of speed. You see Raskaman carries much more speed and just gets that place as well. So we continue on towards the chicane. Not really a good overtaking spot, this chicane. You just got to brake and settle down into your position. We do that fairly okay. Just have to take it cautiously because the car's acting a bit funny. But look at this, on the hill, going up the hill, in a straight line, the car just gets wheel spin and flies off to the left. Now that I never had that in qualifying or the race. Now qualifying, you got less fuel, so you expect it to be a bit lighter going up a hill. In the race, I've got more fuel, so it should be heavier. I still have no idea what happened there. So I've said about some sneaky bits of information in the race. Now what I've never really shown you, as we now approach GT cars, what I've never really shown you in some of these races is that I got told by somebody I can change brake balance. I got told by Boxer I can change brake balance, and Boxer's a cracking racer, by the way. And I can also change, well, I tested the anti-roll bars, sorry, because the minute I saw you could change brake balance and assign the brake balance on your wheel, this is also the time that I try and change the anti-roll bars to see if that helps. And anti-roll bars do help the car settle down a little bit. So I had changed them for Zolder, and I'd done race sims with them, and it worked out fine. But here, the car was just bouncing all over the place. It's like it's having no effect, essentially. You can see I've caught up to Raskman and Johan again. Michael's got away now, is now chasing down Matty, and I'm about to have a little fight with these two once again as we approach the first corner. And through I go. Obviously with them battling, I can keep up, but as I say, my sets times are all over the place. You can see there 26.7 middle sector, 26.7, you can see there. Now you may have seen on stream a troll vision saying mistake after mistake after mistake. It wasn't actually a mistake. It literally, my car was understeering and reacting so strangely. It felt like a completely different car that I've never practiced before, that I was just trying to gauge it. You know, what can I do, what can I not do, as we come into the chicane. So Raskaman's got ahead of Johan, but trust me, this battle does get good as we continue on in this race. As I say, I was just trying to gauge with the car as well what I can and can't do. This chicane especially, so if you watch through here, we all go through there. Watch how fast these two can pull away from me here. It's unbelievable. I had no grip to do that. And in the TV camera, you can see my brakes are solid red, like most of the time coming out of corners. Whereas I'm not sure the other cars are like that. In fact, they're not. So perhaps my brakes were overheating. I'm not sure. But very odd, I've got to say. As we continue on to the last corner, so you can see here Raskman makes a really late dive bomb there. Bishop does see him. Johan then goes around the outside. Bishop has to stay to the right, and I get through fairly cleanly. Raskman did risk a lot there to try and break away from Johan, and I've got a good run on Johan here. So I'm trying to decide where he's going to go. You can see there little twitches by myself. Where's he going to go? And Johan sort of stays in the middle-ish, so I've got to sort of stick to my racing line for now. As we then come into this. This was one of the harder corners at night. I will say that. But again, look at that. The car just understeered straight off. Up behind Johan. Johan's got dirty air as well. My car just flies off and I'm going the same speed. Not sure what's happening, as I say. But trust me, as I've always said, I never give up. And it's the same here. So we pass another GT car who stays well out of the way on the right. Very kind of whoever that was there. I'm not sure who it was. I think it might have been Boxer, to be honest, because Spider's the last GT car up ahead. And obviously Spider's leading the GT class there, with me being at the back of the LMP. So you can see Johan there making a move into this right-hander. This was the same place Matty made a move on Johan. So Johan obviously remembered that and made the move on Raskaman. So these two battling really did help me actually, you know, keep up with them basically, because my lap times were miles off the pace. So in my race sims, I was doing 22s, 8s, 7s, 6s, 9s, 23 zeros. That was my sort of average. You know, I could do that every lap. You can see here 23.7. 23.7 is 7 tenths off. Now I know these are battling in front and a bit of dirty air in there, but a 23.7 is horrible. So you can see Raskaman going for the move on the inside of Johan now. And it was good to watch this battle actually, and, you know, when it was 5 cars as well, it was good to watch. But coming into here, they just overheat it a little bit, and it just allows me through to get that 6th place. So I was pretty pleased with that, because now, as you will see, the sneaky bit of information, I'm now going to change my roll bars and just change the car a bit more. I'd been practicing throughout the race to try and settle the car back to what I originally had thought was a good sort of setup. Now this is sort of one thing that needs to be completely gone in this sort of default racing, because it just ruins it a little bit. Obviously, if everyone's in the exact same car, no setting changes, it's amazing. Now it's not just this game. Gran Turismo has the same problem. You know, when you're in races with default setup, you can still change the brake balance. You know, this you just have a few extra options. Spider gets well out of the way there, and he does for the people behind as well. Completely goes off the track there. But as I say, if we can remove that, we'd have some even closer racing. You can see up on the TV camera there, my brakes are still red hot. Now, nowhere on this replay do you see any other car's brakes like that. So potentially I had a problem with my brakes. But why does it exist? I'm not quite sure. Mechanical failures isn't on. But this is the last lap now. You can see I just did a 23.8 in clear air. So 29.5 there, first sector. That isn't too bad, to be honest. Middle sector, 26.9. That is over a second slower than what I was doing, and that's all because of that chicane and the car getting light and understeery and doing all sorts of weird stuff in that middle sector. So as we come through this lap, I can explain this a bit more. So you can see I'm up on my time, 2 temps, nearly 3 temps up as we come up to here. So 29.6, just a bit slower than the previous lap. Into the chicane. You can see I'm pushing there really hard. 3 temps still there as we now come up here. You can see my line there really off. I'm having to take it diagonally so the car doesn't spin out. And then into the chicane. I just run slightly too deep there. But yeah, I get through there, and you can see all the time I'm starting to lose. So I was 3 temps up, 2 temps up. Now I'm just under that 2 temps margin really, and then a 26.6. So you can see I'm miles off the pace. And as I say, my fastest lap is on after this race. You can see the race has been completed now. And you can also see I pulled a gap to Johan as well, so it's nearly up to 4 seconds now. So I really did, you know, I was faster than these guys in front, even with this weird situation with the car. As I now come through these last corners and head towards the start-finish line, and yeah, that's the end of the race. So P6 in this one. I did want to win in one of these races, so we'll see if we get that at Oschersleben, but definitely not here. So you can see driver 1, 22.7, best lap, Mangator 22.8. I was doing these in my race sim, as you will see in just a second. You will see I was doing these all the time. So a bit frustrating that it wasn't happening, but these things happen, I guess. It's racing at the end of the day, just virtually. So you can see this is the race sim. You can see the exact same fuel, exact same duration. I've just done a 22.8 there. You can see my sector times on the left, 29.5, 25.9 middle, 27.3 last sector. Absolutely nail that first corner, bang on. You can see I'm nailing this every single time. It's just working fine. You saw how much understeer I got on that corner, and especially this next corner coming up as well. You'll see how much understeer I got. But look at the turning I have here. It's unbelievable turning. And I just nails it every single time. So I'm now approaching the end of the first sector. This is a 29.429, so one of my best ones there. And through. Now that makes it slightly slower with the car. That just, you know, lifting on 2 wheels. Look how stable it is there. No bumping, nothing. Go straight through there, no problem. Again, not sure why. So into the chicane, obviously you can see there I'm doing it really good there. And then through this right-hander. So you can see I'm nearly, well, it's about a 10th and a half there as we approach through here. So 26.0, slightly down on my previous lap, but this is where we're going to get us cracking that sector. Look at that, no wheel spin out that corner. You saw how much wheel spin I got out that corner when I was over to Spider. Still don't get it, but as I say, this is a cracking lap, this really. So into this left-hander and then the right, and then we're going to cross the start-finish line to finish at 22.6. So obviously I did 28 before, now 22.6. Really good stuff. But yeah, that's been Zolder and the ESL Multiclass Championship. Well, the final round, first race of the final round. So I hope you enjoyed that first race. Look out for Oschersleben, because once again, that's an interesting race as well, and one I was hoping to improve from Zolder and really go for that win. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.